WWF Nepal envisions a future where people live in harmony with nature. With the aim to reduce pressure on forest resources, WWF Nepal started its early interventions in the mid-90s to promote energy efficiency in the rural mountain communities.
The WWF Nepal is a conservation organization. Now, why do conservation? That we work in the protected area systems, and protected areas where people live. So one of the key principles of doing conservation with people is to improve their lives. Nepal is with a lot of rural communities, and in particularly conservation areas that we work, protected area systems, which are very, very remote places where we need to provide alternate energy. While improving people's life, also the conservation and protected area systems are the major touristy destinations where lots of fuel is being consumed. To make sure that we have less pressure on the environment, particularly in the mountains, growing tree takes hundreds of years. With the need of rural communities in alternate energy, slowly that the impact of climate change has been much evident. We established a climate unit, and that's critical to scale up our initiatives from not in alternate energy, but also from the climate angle. That's critical to address in an integrated way.
Realizing the need to scale up energy interventions, WWF Nepal embedded energy within the climate change program in 2004, focusing on raising awareness through campaigns and implementing energy-efficient solutions via community engagement.
One of the key things for us to intervene on the energy portfolio is to safeguard the wildlife habitat. In the meantime, giving the people the alternate option for the energy that they depend on the forest. On top of that, as climate is really a critical component at a global level, so we use that particular approach. It ticks three different boxes. Using the energy will definitely helps to mitigate climate impacts or helps in contributing to the climate change. Secondly, it also allows to maintain the wildlife habitat. As a result, it will really prosper the wildlife population in our location site. And thirdly, we can engage with the local community who are our, let's say, one of the primary, I would say, recipient from our any kind of activity that we do in the field, and engaging them, bringing them on board. And the energy was one of the key tools that really bring the nexus between the conservation and the development. So that's the reason why we choose the energy into our portfolio and going and implementing into our landscape, both in the Tarai and in the mountainside. When we started the climate energy program, we really want to scale it up from the project to programmatic level. At the time, we basically choose two efforts. The first one is about education and communication about the importance of the renewable energy and the energy access, because that is really critical, not only in the Kathmandu Valley. We went outside in our project site and did awareness raising through various, I would say, talk program, the campaigning, the energy week, for examples. We did a lot of those activities in our Tarai Arc landscape as well as in mountains region. But beyond those awareness raising and campaigning, we also really want to implement the project on the ground so that the renewable energy and the energy access is suitable for people who are based in our landscape.
WWF Nepal's early energy interventions focused on two pivotal concepts: the promotion of improved cooking stoves, which reduced fuel wood consumption, and the installation of biogas plants, which contributed to the reduction of greenhouse gas emissions. These efforts were implemented through a collaborative approach, reflecting a commitment to benefit both the environment and the communities.
With the realization that fuel wood collection for cooking and heating was one of the major drivers of forest degradation, especially in the areas with biodiversity hotspot, where wild and rare endangered species were found, WWF Nepal started promoting improved cooking stoves. The improved cooking stoves did not only provided access to fuel for cooking, but then it also helped in reducing drudgery to women, as well as it also avoided the impact on respiratory disease due to the indoor air pollution. With the use of improved cooking stove, fuel wood was saved from 25% to 60%. But still, the dependency on fuel wood was still there. Therefore, WWF Nepal started to also explore for other clean energy sources. The data from national statistics showed that more than 60% of households in Tarai were dependent on agriculture, and livestock rearing was also involved with agriculture. So with this, WWF started installation of biogas, which used cow dung as the major source of energy. Although the life period of biogas was as long as 25 years, but still the upfront cost for the construction installation of biogas is very high. So the government of Nepal, the Alternative Energy Promotion Center, which is responsible for installation of the renewable energy technologies in Nepal, provided subsidy for the installation of biogas and other renewable energy sources. Thus, WWF Nepal collaborated with AAPC for the installation of biogas in the Tarai Arc landscape. Agreement was signed between WWF Nepal, AAPC. WWF Nepal would provide the subsidy on the behalf of the government to the communities, plus the cost of toilet construction.
Alongside reducing greenhouse gas emissions, the biogas installation program also paved a way for carbon financing, generating millions of dollars for Nepal. However, to initiate the biogas program, upfront investment was necessary. Support from different network offices, mainly WWF US, WWF Germany, WWF Singapore, WWF UK, WWF Finland, WWF Switzerland, and others provided a foundation to kickstart the biogas installation all over the Tal. Biogas was one of the successful programs of WWF Nepal, as it provided various benefits to people and climate with the support from several donor agencies such as United States Agency for International Development.
Biogas is a cleaner source of energy, and it does not emit greenhouse gas as compared to the fuel wood used initially by the households. It was estimated that an average size of biogas, around 6 cubic meters capacity, could reduce the emission of about 4 tons of carbon dioxide equivalent. To enter into the carbon finance market, WWF registered the biogas plants under the Gold Standard program, in which the standard of all the installed plant was maintained. So in 2009, Emission Reduction Purchase Agreement (ERPA) was signed with MyClimate, in which 1 ton of CO2 equivalent was sold at the rate of Euro 13.5.
WWF Nepal's energy interventions have evolved over time, starting with improved cookstoves, progressing to biogas, and now embracing modern renewables like solar power. WWF Nepal is also supporting the government of Nepal in creating an enabling environment for a clean and sustainable future through policy advocacy, capacity building, and awareness-raising initiatives.
With the change in the socio-economic context, change in the lifestyle and migration from the rural areas of Tarai, there were very less households who were dependent in agriculture and rearing of livestock. Side by side, the cost of solar panels were also decreasing. Thus, WWF Nepal is now focusing more on decentralized approach of energy generation, especially from off-grid solar energy, to meet various energy needs in the rural areas. In last 5 years, WWF Nepal have installed decentralized off-grid solar grids with maximum capacity of 15 kilowatts in many rural areas of Nepal, which served to access water for irrigation, drinking water, as well as electricity for lighting purpose. Apart from ground level intervention, WWF Nepal is also supporting in creating enabling environment to transition the country to move towards 100% renewable energy by 2050. WWF Nepal, with its partner Prakriti Resources Center, have created a multi-actor partnership platform representing different organizations such as government organization, non-government organization, private sector, academia, media, etc. WWF Nepal also supported in developing a policy roadmap to meet the target of 100% renewable energy by 2050. We have also supported provincial government of Bagmati and Gandaki to develop energy strategy action plan to roll out the targets mentioned in the second nationally determined contribution. WWF Nepal will continue its support to all tiers of government for mainstreaming renewable energy as well as pilot innovative renewable energy technologies that could pave a path for clean and sustainable future.
We really need to focus on the renewable energy under the face of climate change. And that's what we really need to support the government technically in terms of building 100% renewable energy pathways, and we have done that. And we also the provincial governments with the climate impact that alternative energy, particularly the renewable energy, is the pathways that we will continue to work towards, and that will include all the form of energy, solar and backed up by the hydro, which is critical, and then possibility of exploring wind. All of those energy is in the future for Nepal.
WWF Nepal would like to show gratitude to the Government of Nepal for their visionary leadership and guidance, to our esteemed donors for their unwavering technical and financial support, to our partners for their collaboration, and to the local communities for their invaluable engagement and participation.